Hey, what's up, guys? Heading to Bremerton, Washington this weekend to coach one of my athletes, Kadin in the Natural Strongman West Coast Championships, or regional. We're going there to try and get him a qualifier for Natural Strongman Worlds. If that doesn't work out, we'll have to do the online, but I think his chances are really good. So yeah, I'm about to fly up to Seattle. It's actually where I started Strongman. Dungeon Fitness promoter is my original coach, so it'll be really cool. And yeah, I'm going to document the entire trip. Good content for YouTube. Not off to the best start. I had to park outside. I guess Terminal 3 is under renovations right now, which is where United usually flies out of. So I got to go to the furthest stop on the light rail. And I'm running a little bit late, but I have cleared. I always get here super early, so as some people know, so I should be fine. Getting on the bus for the rental car. Looks like I have to turn the key. Oh my goodness. Haven't done that in a while. And then the lights are not on. Let's throw those in auto. Alright. We are on our way to the hotel. I'm staying near the airport. I'm going to drive out to the venue tomorrow morning. Then come back to the hotel by the airport and catch a flight back to California early Sunday morning. Alright, driving to the hotel, not very far away. Once we get there, we're gonna pass out, wait till tomorrow morning. I need to figure out what time I need to be there. I need to check that out. I think like 8 a.m. I'm about, at that time of day, probably 45 minutes from Bremerton. So it'll be a bit of an early morning, not super crazy. And then, yeah, I want to get there before he starts warming up. He didn't really prep for this one. It was kind of a last-minute decision. He's definitely strong enough for it. It's a good opportunity. He lives in Oregon, so it's not super far away. But there was no prep cycle for this. So we're going to want to get hands on some of the implements, stuff he hasn't done. The Fingal's finger, I want to get him used to kind of cleaning it up. The weight won't be a problem, the strength won't be a problem, but I want him to be familiar with how to do it. I think there's like a Hercules hold, so we're going to want to basically do an equipment test. I missed my turn. It's because I'm doing a video and also trying to navigate at the same time. So yeah, just an equipment test before he actually has to do, I got to put this down, I think. Oh, I made it. Okay. Pick this back up later. But yeah, like I was saying, I was trying to drive. Gonna get him in, get him some equipment testing, make sure he's familiar with the implements he's gonna be using, warm up, and fucking let it rip. I mean, Kadin is already competing at the top level at U80. This is natural strongman, so it is drug tested, which is not super common in the sport. So he is moving up to U90, but he's one of the top guys in the world. So when you bring the drug tested element into it, I'd be surprised if he didn't win tomorrow, to be honest. So yeah, that's what we're here to do. We're here to win. So I'm going to get some sleep, wake up, drive down to somewhere near Bremerton, got to figure out where the venue is. And yeah, hopefully by this time tomorrow night, we'll have secured his invite to Natural Strongman Worlds, which I think will be somewhere over in Europe. And I'll probably have to go to that too. No complaints here. All right, morning of. Been awake in some capacity since 5:50. Didn't get a lot of sleep, but that's how these things tend to go. I'm staying by the airport just because my flight tomorrow is before the ass crack at dawn. So I'm heading over to the venue now, and we'll see how he's doing. I know he made weight. He's going to get some food now. Yeah, I've been away from from Washington for too long, apparently. I'm out here in shorts and a tank top. It's pretty much all I brought with me. It's cold and it's raining like a motherfucker. So yeah, mistakes were made. I might have to swing by like a Target or something and just buy like a fucking poncho. I don't know. The contest is outside, so this is not gonna go well as is. So yeah, that was poor planning on my part. It's mid-May. I live in Cali now. I've been there since 2016. So I guess I was just in my thought process of sunny, warm weather. That's not what we're dealing with. Yeah, no, it's gray, it's raining. I mean, you can see in the background kind of the video. I got my windshield wipers going. Not ideal. Not ideal. Here we are going past the Tacoma Dome. Bit of nostalgia here from when I was stationed in the Navy. Although this part of Washington, this Tacoma area of the highway, which has been under construction for like 6 decades, kind of a nightmare to drive through most of the time. You really go in the other direction. Looks like it's going smooth right now, and I don't actually even see any construction. But I know it's probably not done. But yeah, this area is always a rough spot to drive through, just because it gets really congested as like 6 lanes come down into just a couple. Coming up to the Tacoma Narrows now, but it's very foggy, so you can't really see it too well. Maybe turn off the windshield wipers for a little bit until it gets too hard to see. Heading to the venue now. The rain is letting up a little bit. It doesn't rain like hard in Washington. It's like a drizzle when it rains normally. We're about 3 miles away from the venue, so let's see how this goes. Let's see how Kadin's feeling. See how his warm-up's going. And yeah, he wants me to buy deodorant. I don't know if there's a performance reason for that, like the antiperspirant, like the water repelling effect, or if he just smells bad. I don't know. We're gonna try and find out, and we're gonna see if I don't pass a grocery store or something like that on the way in the next couple miles, and I'm not super familiar with this particular area to remember if there is one. I might just have like DoorDash or something to grab it, and if it's for a performance reason, then I'll just leave and go find something. But that's where we're at. The life of a coach. All right, we parked in Bank of America. The sign immediately in front of me says private property only. Unauthorized vehicles will be towed. Closed today, so I'm hoping this is okay. It is raining a lot harder than I was hoping, so this might be shitty, but it's just part of the game, I guess. I'm gonna head over there. That dude's wearing a coat. Must be nice. Couldn't find one at Target. It is what it is. I'm gonna head over. All right, we're here. Natural Strongman Regional. One event in. How you feeling so far?
I'm cold. I'm wet.
Yeah, the weather is bullshit. We got him in 3rd place. There's a 2-way tie for first. Going into farmer carry next, which I wouldn't want to carry farmer handles in the rain. Go, Kadin, do what you got to do. There you go. Dry the hands, dry the handles.
It looks like they're both at 285 pounds per hand.
15 seconds.
You got 15 seconds left. Let's go, Kadin.
I take that back. Standing weight is the same.
This is perfect weather.
All right, take your time. Get a good throw. Let's go, Kadin. This is your event.
Down. Yeah! Up. Go. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up.
570 pounds on these axle bars for a twin tire deadlift.
Up.
30 seconds left on the clock.
Let's go, Kadin. You got another one.
Let's cheer them on, guys. Let's cheer them on.
I see two. Down. Up.
15 seconds left.
Get one more.
Right here. There you go. Come on, you gotta hold it. Come on.
Who do you think this is harder for, him or me?
Sitting in the cold shaking already? It's definitely hard for you. You need to shake that. You got 600 pounds on your back.
I think that would be easier.
Come on. Come on, lock it in.
Keep going, Kadin. Keep going.
Oh, better roll that wrist back.
So, the Natural Strongman regional qualifier, the regional championship is done. Kadin did come in third out of 5, so he did not win like we planned. Yeah, it's one of those things with Strongman. Things can change at the drop of a hat. A lot of people still remember, I believe it was Europe's Strongest Man a couple of years ago. Tom Stoltman, Evan Singleton were first and second going to the final event, which is a stone load series, which they're both very good at. And they both dropped the final stone at the same time in a way that made the stone roll very far away from the platform. So two dominant stone loaders, Tom Stoltman being one of the best in the world, if not the best, ended up like dead last, second to last and last, when they finally recovered the stones and got them, just because everyone else got it done quicker. So these sorts of things, it's almost like fighting, like MMA, where there's a fight that a lot of people still remember where Derek Lewis, one of the heavyweight fighters, was pretty unanimously being defeated. And in the last 12 seconds of the third and final round, he knocked the guy out. It's just one of those things where things can change on a dime. So there's no like reason why he lost, like no excuse. It's not like these other guys weren't good. There were a couple guys that I'd never seen before that just did really well today. It was raining, so that changed things a bit. Obviously, it changes things for everybody. It's still fair. It's still a level playing field, but it does add a different dynamic. Some people adapt to that better, some don't. And then just the few number of athletes and the way the weight selections went. There were 2 events in a row that had very large ties. So the first event, the Fingles Finger, Kadin tied for second. He was maybe 4 more seconds away from tying for first. The time ran out as he had the finger almost vertical for his 4th rep. 4 reps being the number that won. And so for anyone that understands strongman scoring, a multi-way tie can really bring down your points if you're in that tie group. And then on, what was the next event? The Farmer's Walk, which was a max distance. So you carry the farmers one way, you load the next weight, the next jump, and then you carry him back. And then you load another jump and you carry him back. So you just go back and forth for a 90-second timer, adding weight, and it's, you know, however many lengths you get. And again, I think it was either a 3 or a 4-way tie. I think it might have been a 3-way tie that Kadin was in. So again, like really watered down his points. The third event was a horizontal 4-distance sandbag toss, which is kind of a wild card event. It's not the first time I've seen it. I've done it in a show, and it's one of those events where, in this case, they knew about it. In my case, it was a mystery event. So it's just not really a discipline that anyone does. And in my case, that led to just whoever decides to try the way that's best ends up winning. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with strength or anything else. In this case, they knew about the event, so that's not really applicable here. But it's a similar thing where it's not something I have Kadin train. And again, he jumped into this at the last minute with no prep. So we were kind of trying to figure out how best to have him do it during the warm-up. And the way he did it was to do it like a normal sandbag toss behind the head. There was thought and talk of doing like a Highland Games, like a hammer discus throw, spin, or like a bowling throw. But with the rain, and with the mats being wet and with the handles being wet, we didn't want to risk having him zero from a foul. Each athlete got 1 bag toss, so you only had 1 opportunity to get your distance. It wasn't like a lot of times you'll see athletes get 3 tries, and so they'll do like a safe try, and then like you know, it's almost like a powerlifting meet with the attempts. You know, you pick a safe attempt, you pick an attempt you're confident in, but still carry some risk, and then you do an attempt that is just like, you know, Jesus take the wheel type of thing, risky to go for max points type of deal. In this case, they got 1 throw. So he did that throw, and it very clearly was not the best method to try. But it's the method he used in the single training session he did for it. We did do a short 2-week prep. So we did have him try it in training, and that's the method he used because sandbag toss, you know, bag over bar for height is something we already do. It's something we're familiar with, so it's familiar. But it was clear by watching his throw and watching the other guys' throws, which I don't think anybody else did it behind the head. You had somebody do like a granny shot throw, and you got some guys doing the side toss. I don't think anyone else did behind, you know, like a normal sandbag toss for bag over bar. But everyone else kind of got around the same spot, which was like 2 feet further than he got it. So again, you know, came in dead last. So it's a big loss of points. So again, it's just one of those things where things changed in an instant. And yeah, that's just what it is. Kadin is obviously still a great athlete, one of the top U80s in the world. But today there were 2 guys that were better than him, and that's all it is. So yeah, the first part of the video didn't age well, where I said I'd be surprised if he didn't win. Here I am, surprised. But it is what it is. I had all the confidence in the world that even with a short prep he was going to do it, and it's just not what happened. That's how competing is. That's how coaching is. You know, you win some, you lose some, whatever other cliche you want to apply. But he did a good job. All things considered, I mean, it was a miserable fucking day with the weather. And, you know, he sat it out and froze his balls off and tried his best all day. And that's all, as a coach, I can ask for. You know, if we did a full prep for this, then I could ask for effort and training, and I could ask for, you know, a number of things that way. But there was no prep. So we came out with the training we've done together for the last couple of years. But, again, I still, given that it was drug tested, and given his position already in Strongman with PSL and you know, nationals, and he qualified for OSG. We haven't had him compete there yet, but you know, he's an OSG competitor, or will be this year. It just, the confidence was there, and it just, the execution wasn't. So, but I will be back in Washington next month. I got to coach another athlete in the Rainier Classic, so I'll probably do another video like that if this one does well. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the hotel. I'm going to sit on the floor in the shower with the hot water on for like 6 hours because I'm cold as fuck right now. It was rainy and it was like 50 degrees all day. I lived up here for 4 years. I think I already mentioned that this is where I started Strongman. And the rain didn't surprise me. It rains all the time up here. But I don't remember it ever being this fucking cold in mid-May. So I was ill-prepared. The rain, I wasn't prepared for the rain because I don't own rain stuff. I do have a coat. I have like 2 hoodies, and that's it. Everything else is tank tops and shorts. Some of that stuff, like what little I do have, is packed up because I'm in the middle of a move right now. And so my plan was to go to Target on the way to the show and get a raincoat, or one of those crappy, cheap plastic ponchos. And Target no longer carries that stuff. They have their swimsuits and pool noodles and that sort of stuff. That's their season that they're stocked for right now. So I went in there and I used one of the little help kiosks to search for what I was there for, and every single rain repellent type item, poncho, raincoat, jacket, windbreaker, all that shit was online only. They no longer carry it in store for this season. So that was my plan, because you know, it's not that I forgot these things, it's that I didn't have access to them in a way that made sense to do before I got here. But even so, knowing that it was probably going to rain and not being able to get a poncho, I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but it was cold today. So it's been a day. So I'm going to defrost, probably play my Steam Deck, maybe work on a little bit of programming for my other clients. And then I've got a very, very early, I got to wake up at like 4 a.m. For my return flight to California. So yeah, that's it. That's the recap of the show. I'm going to edit all this together. Actually, I might do that tonight. Sprinkle in the event videos. I didn't record the Fingal's Finger because I was busy cheering on Kadin, and I completely forgot that I was supposed to be recording. But I got his farmer carry. I missed the first 5 seconds of it, just because I had the front-facing camera and just a bunch of old person shit caused me to miss the first 5 seconds. But I got the farmer carry, the bag toss, the deadlift, which he won, no surprise there, and the farmer's hold. They did a farmer's hold instead of a Hercules hold, which was the originally scheduled event. I guess the Hercules hold implement was not doing great with the rain and everything, so they switched. I think that was a good idea. I like Hercules hold. I've never done it, but I like it as an event. I think it's exciting. Maybe not exciting. Exciting is not a good word. It's just a max time pull, which is actually kind of the opposite. I think it's interesting. Ooh. They just went with a farmer's hold, but I have that event as well. which one of the guys he was trying to catch up to only held it a few seconds longer than him, but points wise, it's still, he ended up in third, and that would have been that way in either case, unless one of them just really did poorly in that, and that's just the result of the last place finish in the sandbag toss. So I'll get all that, edited, spliced together, and hopefully upload this early next week. And yeah, that's it. Before I almost Tokyo drift into another shoulder, I didn't do that, but I almost did it just a few seconds ago. I'm gonna put the camera away